Hello ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
My name is JD Risk, and at the risk of sounding pretentious, or at least slightly disingenuous, I intend to grab your attention, and although my grip may be tenuous, I will be strenuous in my resolve to captivate you. I'm having words with myself, see, trying to ascertain the origin of my pain without leaving my book to collect dust and stain on the shelf and not dwell on the darker aspects of my brain's self-perpetuated hell. Well, it often transpires when I catch my reflection in a mirror that I ponder my hopes and desires as my ambition wears me thinner, and as I strive to come alive, I sense the gaslight growing dimmer. See, my propensity to feel life's emotions at the highest intensity has done wonders to damage my sensitivity to the highest degree. My proclivity for self-destructive activity has become a fair ability. As they say, birds flock together with the same kind of feather, and for what seems like forever, my vibe attracted the wrong kind of tribe. For the feathers of the crows that I flew with matched the darkness I felt inside till I was shot down. But now I stand before you with this lengthy diatribe, righteously set aright, ready to speak truth. I'll write with proof of what I came here to do. Here to dance in a hypnotic-like trance in my harem pants, to shamanic-like chants, make love, not war, raise the pen before the sword, granddad t-shirts and John Lennon glasses, here to envision a world without division of classes, challenge the status quo and bring hope to the masses and tell the fucking government they can kiss her collective asses. Thank you. So, I think, being as it's bonfire night, we should make, I'm going to just churn out all my political poems today, and maybe a wee emotional one just to depress everyone. So this next one is called Zeitgeist. Here I stand at the pinnacle of my existence. My persistence to reach new horizons is ever facing some resistance, this constant racing to the zenith, displacing me, and at a distance I stare at all the unaware. Vacant expressions in all these faces that have dined on fancy platters, and despite all that they've tasted, they have sought their every desire, and in all their ire wasted all the air. They were never really there, and so we stand at the pinnacle of this clinical miracle and begin to feel quite cynical with nothing but time to kill. This phase is about to reach critical. The common man becomes criminal. The sirens piercing and shrill, and so we sit in deaf dumb silence. The only music in the air, the call of the sirens, leading sailors to shipwreck and pacifists to violence. All the while they compile all of us in single file, walking barefoot many miles like sheep to the slaughter. With a smile we surrender all our sons, all our daughters to the onslaught. Like robots we march to the solitary drum, our thoughts and actions monitored by the will of the one, and we the many trapped beneath the thumb of the few. It's true, they're coming for you. Thank you. So is there a stand? I might just do it. Alright. Like this? Yeah, if that's okay.
Yeah, I know.
JD Risk being a diva. Yeah.
Alright?
Yep.
That makes it perfect, so let's get past this go behind.
Yeah. So this I just wrote today. I'm gonna put my glasses on so I can see. I thought, like, I didn't have any new things to perform, so it just popped into my head today, so this is what I wrote. All of my senses are incensed, enraged by these subtle games these tyrants play, hypnotized by their lies, the media pseudo-democratizing their feeble rising in a feeble disguise as we theorize a compromise how best we can beat them. But no matter how we cheat them, they discreetly sweep the carpet from under our feet. Sedate us, placate us till we turn the other cheek to our brother's sorrows and listen to our mother's weak tears of blood, and in a flood it pours down alleys and backway streets, spilling onto the laps of the down and outs. In this roundabout of spit me out by the government seeking only to feed its own mouth, 5 senses enraged. So I take the stage to proclaim in the name of humanity, I can feel the pain. I can smell the deceit, I can touch the page and see the defeat, but by God, I would rather die on my feet than live on my knees. Hear me, they fear us. They fear us rising to meet their action. This is the time for revolution, it's the only solution. This is the time for revolution, it's the only solution. When we should be building bridges and extending olive branches, we're building bomb shelters. We're living in fear. We're living in distrust of our neighbours when we should be loving each other. Everyone in this room, we should be loving each other. We should not be afraid. We should not be chained to our chained to the unknown. Like fucking hell. I don't know what's fucking going on. Slowly walking through life, all I can feel is that I'm standing on the edge of a knife, chained to the strife, chained to the unknown, chained to looking at Facebook updates on my fucking phone. And as I look at these hucksters in their glass towers, showing their face and showing their power, well, they put their boot on our face and put us down in the dirt. And full of disgrace and full of hurt, I say, rise up, rise up, rise up. That was it. So, that was totally random. It just fucking came out of me. I've got one more poem, and it's a really tricky one to do because it touches on the subject of suicide. It was a friend of mine who had completed suicide. I say completed because I don't like saying committed suicide because it's like, you know, it's like saying it's a crime. And I remember the effect and the impact it had, and you know, I'll read it out. And then I'll let everyone else get back to it because I think I've taken up too much fucking time. Right. I don't really know how to start with this one. In moments which dramatically alter our perception of the world, reality can become somewhat distorted. Metamorphosing into something contorted and reportedly morose moments can affect the host, upon which the experience is ultimately transposed. And like a ghost being exposed to high degrees of radiation, so too does high degrees of shame and separation inflict sickness upon the soul until one is not complete as a person anymore, leaving behind a hole filled with defeat and a heart rottenly replete to its very core. This is not something we can ignore. You must bore the sickness out lest it swallow you whole. Seek remedies in the reveries of your memories. Dive deep in the dreams of sleep and keep your heart steady. What happened I was not ready for. Now little droplets of sanity fill the cup of my vanity, but my glass half full as a rule spills out because I'm a clumsy ass fool, pouring out the remnants of that which kept me steady, tongue parched and dry, and lament on the events that make me cry. I don't know why it's taken me so long to get to the fucking point, but I'll try to tell you the day part of my spirit died, when my friend completed suicide. I say completed because committed sounds depleting, like suggesting his actions were criminal, if not ultimately self-defeating, and not the fact that his pain made him want to delete his very existence for the persistence of an agony I couldn't perceive of. And I find I have to repeat myself. No one who kills himself wants to cause more pain for others. I will repeat, no one who kills himself wants to cause more pain for others. They simply want to climb out of the hole, of the hell they cannot seem to climb out of. So here it goes. It was slowly edging towards the beginning of spring, I want to say, but a specific date to my mind remains hazy. It's crazy how certain details stay and others fade away into a maze of nothing. And in my pain I grew lazy, slowly drifting through a humid fog, bogged down with lassitude and attitude, my every step shadowed by a black dog darkly stalking as I'm walking, barely breathing in the darkness. It was a beautiful sunny day. No way to convey how contrary the weather was to the actual day itself. I was scrolling mindlessly through my Facebook timeline when I came across an article that ran the headline, "Unidentified male jumps in front of the Cambridge train." And that's when the rain started, skies open, heavens parted, as God broken-hearted cried its eyes into my burning skin. So I came across the post of my friend. I'm catching the Cambridge train to meet the ferryman. Putting two and two together, I was that day changed forever. Putting my palms together, I pray to a God I've never spoken to. Dear God, dear Scott, I never thought you were in such pain. I love you lots, and I know the signs were there as plain as day. Please forgive me, for I didn't know that the elastic smile you wore so well was only a mask. I didn't know you were only wearing a smile to cover your anguish. A mirage, a facade, mirroring what you thought we wanted to see. Being who you thought we needed you to be isn't being free. And with a commotion of locomotion and motion, we are trapped in emotion with quiet devotion, hoping you are at peace now. None of the candles we lit in your tribute came close to the bonfire of your company, the supernova of your essence, the bright light that is you. And afterward, to all needing a glimmer held up in their darkness, there is light. I know because I've seen it. There is love. I know because I felt it. There is hope. I know because I found it. There is a future. I know because we are it. Thank you. And on that note...